So last week I received an email from Great Escape Games asking me if I would like to review the new Gallows set. Well, I decided it was an offer I couldn't refuse. So they very kindly sent a sprue from the new set over, and today I'm going to be reviewing it. So a big thank you to Great Escape Games for sending it over, and without further ado, let's jump down to the turntable and let's check it out. And welcome to the turntable. Now we have this fantastic kit, and I have so much positive comments to make about this. I'm going to try to keep it fairly short and succinct so I don't bore you all, but I'm sure you'd be interested to know how well it went together, how easy it was to paint up, and a little bit more detail about the kit. So to start with, the construction for this was dead simple. The instructions are very clear. And I will say this kit comes with instructions, which is great. The kit itself goes together very easily. There wasn't any need for forcing any pieces, and really easy to dry fit it first and check it out without sort of having to hold it and look at the same time. It sort of fit together, and I could stand it in the desk and sort of step back and take a look at it just to check that I was happy with it before then gluing all the pieces. Now, in terms of what you see on screen, everything except for the crows on top comes with the kit. Those I took from one of the single-story building kits from Great Escape Games. And one of the great things about the way Great Escape Games have done their kits is that all the pieces kind of work together. So they're all the same scale, as you'd expect, and they're really easy to take sort of extra bits that you've maybe not used on one kit and put them on to other kits. So I was really pleased to do that, and I think the crows have added just a nice touch of color as well as just something interesting to look at as well as the Gallows set. I did also customize one of the figures right at the back. You'll see him when we turn the set round on the turntable in just a moment. All I've done is I've taken one of the sort of sheriff's badges from the Gunfighters 1 set, and I've put that on this figure. And again, I could probably have changed some of the heads over, used some of the ones that I had left over from the Gunslingers set. So again, these figures, they're all interchangeable. You could absolutely, if you had a second sprue of these, take some of the figures and maybe use them in other ways, in other situations. So you've got two guys here with hands tied behind their back. That would be quite good, maybe in front of a sheriff's office, or maybe if you were doing some sort of prisoner move using some wagons, you could do that. So the figures alone would be useful, but on top of that, the Gallows itself, I think, could be really useful. And the reason I say that is if you took away the sort of beam with the nooses tied to it, you just get a wooden platform, and that in itself would be really useful. Whether that's for, I don't know, holding some sort of speech in a the center of a town, or maybe using it as sort of some sort of scaffolding platform. If you next to a building to sort of build stuff, you could use this in many different ways. So well worth taking that into consideration. And the beam itself, actually, you could probably cut off the lugs that it uses to attach into the platform, and then you'd essentially have somewhere with some rope tied around it where you could have something being held up, maybe at a blacksmith's or something like that. Again, you can use your imagination, and this kit really will work for you in many different ways. Now, in terms of the painting, the actual gallows themselves, I literally just had a basic flat brown acrylic paint. I've painted it, and then I've put a wash over it, and I've just dry brushed it with GW's Terminator Stone. That's all I've done. But the way that it is designed gives you so much grain that you can catch with a dry brush, and it really does make it pop very easily, and the detail is really good. I might almost go as far as to say as outstanding. So from that perspective, again, the kit does a lot of the work for you when it comes to the painting. The figures themselves, pretty standard in terms of the painting, a lot of detail on them, and as we move around, you'll see more of the figures. There is some different arms for two of the figures, so you can decide what you want them doing. So that's the figure at the back as we see it, and the chap with the top hat. Again, both have different arms options. And on top of that, you could swap the heads around. So you could have the chap at the back with the top hat and the chap at the front with the bowler hat. It's completely up to you, and gives some good different options. So I think that's enough of me rabbiting for a moment. What we'll do is we'll spin this, and then I'll just come back with some final thoughts before we close this video out. So let's take a look at this now. So there we have it. The chap at the back I should have added. I've also added a pistol and a holster. Again, that came from the gunslingers fight, or gunfighters set. Anyway, it's the one basically with their cowboys. But yeah, again, a lot of the pieces are so interchangeable that you can really customize the figures and the set itself just by using some leftover pieces from other sprues. Now, I'm really impressed with this. I have decided to glue these figures in place. You could choose to, I guess, base them so that you could move them around. But for me, I just wanted a little sort of almost a vignette diorama style piece that I could put in the middle of my town, and the action could happen around it. I suppose if I were to get a second set of this, then I probably would have the figures free so that I could have a sort of gallows set up, but not being used, which would make it an objective, and I'd have the figures on their own bases, so that again I could use it as a piece of terrain to climb up and down, maybe save the gang member from the arms of the law, that sort of thing. Now, if you're interested in how this went together, check out next Sunday's video, where I will be doing a bit of a tutorial following a request of how to build a Great Escape Games kit. I didn't have any of the building spare, but this Gallows set came at just the right time and gave me a good opportunity to do a bit of a tutorial on how to build these. So definitely check out that video next Sunday if you're curious how it went together. I won't be around on Wednesday for my usual live stream. Unfortunately, I've got a prior engagement, but I will be back the following week for the live stream, so definitely check that out. And until next time, take care, stay safe, and we'll see you soon.